Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Martin's coming from you at home. This is a quick little video before we start our home learning next week, just to make sure that you are ready to go, okay? And all that means for now is to be able to install a program called BlueJ. So BlueJ is kind of like NetBeans, but it's not quite as intense as NetBeans. So it's easier to install, it's easier to work with at home. So I thought I would pick a program that we could all use together without too many problems like NetBeans can sometimes have. So this little video is just a quick little how-to just to make sure that you've got BlueJ running and installed on your computer, ready to go, along with the console jar file so that we can still write console programs like we do at school. So I am on my Mac here, but I'm running Windows in a separate little window on my Mac, just so that if you're using Windows at home, like most of you are, I want to be able to have you follow along the same way that your home computer works. So I'm just going to maximize my Windows window. Okay, so there it is there. Now, one thing you'll need to get started, if you haven't done this already yet this semester, is to download the templates and jar file. Okay, so if you go on to D2L like I am here, you'll see at the top of the course in the content there is a templates link, and if you download that, you'll get a zip folder called templates, and it will show up. Let's minimize this here for a second. It'll show up in your downloads as a zip. Okay, and then if you open this up, you're going to see two folders, one for p-applets. Actually, open up templates first, and then p-applets and console. So all I did, guys, is I just took these and I dragged them onto my desktop here. All right. So we're not going to worry about p-applets this week. We're just going to start with console. But if you go into the console folder here that I've got on my desktop, here it goes. It's a little slow. When I'm running Windows through my Mac, it's kind of slow. There is a template, but then the more important thing is this HSA jar. So when we go to install BlueJ, we got to make sure that this HSA jar file goes in the right spot so that you can create console applications. All right, so that's the first thing you need. And then the other thing you need is BlueJ, the program. So let me just go back to Chrome here for a second. Here we go. All right, so the first place I went was just to Google, and I just Googled download BlueJ, and it came up with some results. It's just a little slow here again. And then I just clicked on, I think I just clicked on BlueJ first, or I might have clicked, I think I clicked on download, and that took me to this page here, BlueJ download. And I've pre-clicked these again just because my computer's really slow to save some time. So from here, I clicked the download link on the side, and that took me to this page. And then on this page, finally, I got to the download file that I need. Now, the nice thing about BlueJ, unlike NetBeans, is that you get Java and BlueJ sort of combined into one download file. With NetBeans, you have to download Java first now, and then on top of that layer, you have to do NetBeans. And that can be kind of confusing for some people. And I didn't want this to be hard. I wanted it to be as easy as possible. So BlueJ makes it easier for us. So we're going to just download this MSI installer and then install it. Now, I've already gone ahead and done that, but I'll just show you in my downloads folder. There's the file that you get. You double click, you install it, and it does everything for you, and then you're all set to go. All right, and then it even puts a shortcut on your desktop if you want, which I did so that I can just quickly launch it when I want to. All right, so when I launch BlueJ, I'll just show you really quickly here what that's all about. Let's get this out of the way for a second. Come on. All right, so this is what you get. It's a very simple, easy to use kind of interface. Now I've got a folder on my desktop called Java Work at Home, and that's where I'm going to save all of my stuff. So you can find a place on your computer where you want to save your work. And then kind of like NetBeans, you just go project and you say new project, right? And then you give it a name. So I'm just going to call it like week 1 for week 1 at home, right? And it can put it wherever you want it to go. I'm just going to choose the desktop. And just go into here, computer work. Actually, no, that's not the right folder. Java work at home and select that, and I'm good to go. All right, and then okay. So you'll see there are some kind of familiar things from NetBeans, the idea that you create a project first and then you create a class. All right, so now we're going to create a new class, and I'm just going to call it like console test or something like that. Console test, and just say okay to that. And then it comes out here. So BlueJ's got this sort of main menu that shows you all of your files, and then you can double click on those to get into the actual file. So if I open this up, it actually writes a lot of code for me up front that I'm gonna just delete because I don't need any of it. I'm gonna write my own code, or at least delete most of it anyway. So again, it's really slow because I'm running Windows in a window on my Mac, so just be patient while it loads up here. Actually, while it's doing that, this might be a good time for me. Well, there it is anyway. But anyway, I'm going to just keep going and show you something else that you need to do ahead of time. Okay, so if you want to do like a console application in BlueJ, you got to get the jar file that's here. Okay, and we know all about this in NetBeans, how we have to connect it to a library. But this is kind of cool because it's a one-time thing. You do this once and it'll work for all your projects. So just once and you're done. So we're going to take a copy of this HSA file. So I'm just going to right click and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to make a copy somewhere in the BlueJ directory. Okay, so let me show you where to find that. If you go to your program files directory, which I think I have to go into C first. Yeah, local disk C. Okay, and then program files, right? Every program that you install gets a folder here. So there's my BlueJ installation. Okay, and we have to kind of dig into here a little bit. So I have to go into, I think it's JDK, and then lib. No, okay, scratch that. Could be under just lib. Yes, under lib, that's where you go. Okay, and then you go all the way down past all these languages here, and you go to this folder called user lib. Okay, so user libraries. I open that, and that's where HSA goes. Okay, now I've already done this ahead of time, but so you got to put a copy of it here, and then you'll be good to go. Now you can just make consoles like we do at school. All right, so all of this code here, we're going to get rid of a lot of this. Just delete that, and delete all of this crazy code. Basically right up to there, and get rid of all of this stuff too. So we're just taking away everything that we don't need, and we're just going to be left with this. Okay, and then actually we can get rid of that too, I guess. So just right down to that. Okay, and then we have to manually put in our public static void main string args. This is one thing that NetBeans does for you when you make your own class. Okay, now the other problem is I can't get those square brackets on my Mac when I'm using a Windows emulator. So I've stored them ahead of time. Now this part you don't need to do, but I have to actually copy these. So I'm just gonna do that really quick. Yeah. And the other one. And this is why, guys, after this week, I'm going to be doing this using my Mac, right? Because it's going to be a lot easier for me than to have to do this every time. Could you imagine? Okay. You can just type this out yourself. Okay. And I also can't type this symbol. So I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it there. And I do need a bracket here, though. Does that give me a bracket? It does. Okay, sorry this part's taking a bit longer. It's just because I can't draw these symbols. I can't even go Control-C, Control-V. So you can see how this is really hard. I'm almost ready to go here. All right, so there's my main method. So all I want to do, guys, is I want to just make a console, run it, see if the console pops up. Okay, so we have to come up here and we have to go like import console as C, right? And then down in the main method, I can just go console C equals view console. Okay, and then on the next line, I can just go like C dot print line, have a nice day, just to have it do something, right? Just to try it out. Okay, and again, I can't do my quotes. Actually, I can. I just got to go to a different key to do that. So there's that. Just ignore the music there in the background. And I am done. All right, so there's just a really simple console, but you want to try it out to see if it works. So in BlueJ, we have to do two things. We have to compile, okay, and that just checks for errors and makes sure everything is okay. Okay, and I just realized up here I made a mistake. That should be import HSA, sorry, it's been a long day, guys, HSA.star, right? That's how we do it. So now if I compile, I won't get that error anymore. Class, so down here it says class compiled, no syntax errors, so that is awesome. So I'm just gonna close this off. Or I don't have to close it off. I just have to sort of like put it off to the side and get back to here again. Okay, and then to run this, I just right click and I go to this void main and okay, and that's gonna run the program. Okay, and what I'm hoping to see is a console pop up that says, have a nice day. So it's a little slow again on this computer. It'll probably be a lot faster on your computer. Okay, and there it is in the background, and it says have a nice day. So my console is working. Okay, guys, so this is the first step that you need to get ready in order to make sure that you can write console applications the first week. All right, so this video we posted up on the weekend. Hopefully you have a chance to see it, and then I will see you either on Wednesday or Friday next week for our first week lesson. All right, so that's it for now.